Yeah, mine's on.
Okay.
Everybody's working?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
So this one was an after the fact, or,
I just missed putting it in there, I apologize.
oh, okay.
She's almost here. Anybody talk to Roger?
I haven't.
I thought he said he was gonna be here.
I need to go call you.
I don't know.
Well, see, I was confused if we were actually gonna have it or not, because I thought that we had agreed to have Saturday, but then somebody had said, oh yeah, we're just gonna wait till Tuesday. But then, Ms. Gosher said, okay, so we have to post it within 72 hours, means we have to post it tomorrow. So I was like, okay, so are we doing it or not?
Are we meeting on Tuesday?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Look at me.
Yeah.
But we posted an agenda for today's meeting, so that's why we're here.
Yeah.
So we have a meeting for today.
Right,
So
so,
it's on
but
the posted agenda at this point.
we're having one Tuesday as well?
No agenda's been posted, and it would be a special meeting, and one hasn't been requested with the 3 requisite requests at this point.
Okay.
And we also, as you know, today's the election day, so we're waiting for those results to come through, because we'll need to canvass the election.
Well, that's what Tuesday would have been for.
Not necessarily, because the board isn't actually meeting until the 12th, so the earliest we can canvass the elections can be the 12th. So we'll intend to
Yeah,
have a
we-
meeting on the 12th.
Since the county's doing the elections,
Yeah,
it's kinda loud, isn't it?
it's kinda all over the place last week, so, yeah.
We're tied to their schedule. There's
Right.
Roger.
Bet you want these
Oh, is that the volume? Yeah.
Yes, for the speaker.
I probably turned it up the other night when I was trying to get it to work.
I gotta do whatever sticky day. That's the least amount of things I have to choose to do during the day. That would be,
Perfect time of day.
We've got a couple minutes, but
I feel like there's a big echo.
It's because of the speaker.
So too.
is it mine? I turned mine down, but I don't know if I turned it down enough.
Maybe we just turn them on and then that takes care of the speaker part. Yeah.
All right. Calling the meeting to order. Everybody please rise, we'll do the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
No, signed up, okay. The first item, the only item, is to discuss and consider candidate resumes submitted to the city for the city administrator position. So, y'all wanna go in order? Anybody ready?
I got 5 people here that I picked out of the bunch. A couple extra, but all good. We're gonna just put our names out there to see who I can match together.
I don't know what,
Each individual.
I don't know what the best way to do it is.
So traditionally in hiring, well, most people use a applicant tracking system nowadays, but we don't have that. So they'll do a yes pile, a maybe pile, and a no pile. Or we can see who we all picked and go from there.
So, do we have a preference?
I just bring people in, talk to them, and say, okay, I like you, or whatever. They have the tools. So they're going, we have a paper, we have stuff we can put everybody, put our top 5 or 7, or
Kathleen, can you
make a list. What do you
make
think?
the list?
That's what we talked about at the meeting. Or just bring each person's name up and we can say yes or no, or maybe. Let's do that, make a list of everybody's names. You can read them off as you go, and go yes or no, maybe.
Yeah. You-
First one is Colin Ashby.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like he's more geared toward the medical field.
I have no.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I have no experience.
He was in my maybe pile, so I'll go with no.
okay.
Okay. Jonathan Castillo. Jonathan Castillo.
I have no.
Was that you, Jen?
Yes. No.
Jan.
Jan.
Yes, I said no.
I had a maybe on him.
Yeah, I had a maybe as well. I like his background.
I had a no, because we're not hiring an airframe mechanic.
No.
No. So we have 2 maybes and 3 no's.
Mm-hmm.
AJ. Okay.
AJ.
John Eric, AJ.
I have a yes on AJ.
Oh yeah, I have a yes on AJ as well.
May I ask that we do a favor? Can we do them in order? That way it'd be easier for me to
Yeah.
work with it.
So yes.
No.
No, no related experience.
Roger, you were a no on that one?
No, it's a yes.
Yes.
I had him work for education and for experience. I'm trying to find out, I can move this way faster.
Yes.
Yes.
AJ, hang on a minute.
Ready for the next one?
No, hang on a second. He's worked with the government, yes, I want him to be a yes, he's worked with, city governments and, so yeah, I think he's a yes.
Okay.
But I gotta find him in this pile, he's not.
Next one's Brad Anderson.
Looks like this.
I have a yes.
No.
No,
Only reason I'd say yes to Brad Anderson is available right now, we need somebody right now, so yes.
Yes.
Next is Gabriel Mines.
I have her under a maybe.
Thank you. And
No.
no,
I had her down for a maybe, but it didn't seem like, let's see, Gabrielle,
Mize.
education, yes, experience, I had maybe, so a maybe for her.
okay.
Maybe.
James McDonald.
James McDonald, which one is he? I had him for a no.
I have yes.
Mayor.
I had a maybe.
Hang on a second, please. I just, for whatever reason, I've got these things out of order and I don't know where to use what, but I can do that on iPad with me.
He was an intern at City of Farmers Branch, City Councilman in Crowley.
I have him as a maybe, it just doesn't, it seems like he's been around, but he's a little bit lacking in some stuff.
Maybe.
Dick Shaver Jr.
Who?
Shaver, Dick Shaver Jr.
I got him as a yeah,
Oh, no, no.
I got him as a maybe.
I'm kind of like on the fence about him because with his background, he's almost overqualified for what the city of Godly needs. These guys coming from bigger cities are going to expect way more than what we have to offer. So generally speaking, when a person is coming from a big city, they're expecting to have a finance manager, they want an HR consultant and all of that. So they're overseeing, they're not actually doing. So I'm gonna say no for Deck.
I do remember his resume, and it seemed like everything he's done was intern. So I'm wondering if he had applied for the intern position because it looked like he may have already retired, and he was just putting his resume out there to fill the gap. 'Cause just the experience he had listed was all intern stuff.
I agree, everything you said.
Intern, and he's,
I
And he's
said
in
maybe.
Houston.
oh, okay. Yeah, so I'd say no for him,
Maybe.
maybe.
Did you just?
I'll go maybe. I don't mind looking at him again.
Okay.
He'd definitely be qualified if he wants, I don't know about his daily commute.
Maybe, and if not for this position, he's got a lot of public works director experience.
Right.
Did you say maybe?
Yes.
Thank you.
And Roger, to your question about that, I know that some of these people that we had applications from are older, more experienced people, but they only want an interim job.
Yeah.
So,
That's what I was thinking he was when I was looking at it.
yeah, that's what it looks like.
Tara McQuarters.
I have no on her.
I have no.
I gotta find her. I remember it, but I don't remember what I put on here.
She was the Director of Human Resources for Willow Park Rehabilitation and Care Center, and then
Yeah.
the Candy
Oh, okay.
Carousel.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
yeah, I was wondering about that, I saw Candy Carousel, so.
No.
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 I have her as a maybe, but I think her education was sticking out there to me.
No.
I go for no on her, knock it off, go with that, but I just, well, if 4 people won't know, there's no sense me putting in the maybe pile, let's go ahead and.
Okay.
Roger, will you turn on your microphone?
I did.
Oh,
They don't want my microphone to work. Hey, Miss Mary Ann's working, I'll use Mary Ann's.
here we go.
Oh, if I don't tear everything up.
So, what is the protocol if we feel like these applicants would be better fit for another position? However, I know that we still have to post those other positions, but can we call them and say, hey, we don't think you're good for this one, however, we feel a need for this?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, we can definitely do that. You just, you would have to contact them if they would be interested in being considered for that additional position.
okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
So can we make a note on the guy with the Public Works background?
Yeah.
Thanks.
And some of those I've already contacted and they did not want the public works.
But these?
Some, I've got them marked somewhere that I contacted them and that they didn't want, but they're still in the pile because they had applied for the other position.
Oh, okay, so they might have applied for two of the same, like two different positions with
Yeah,
the same.
they may have applied for the admin position, but they listed public works. And when we were trying to find a public works, when I was trying to find a public works guy, when we actually had some public works people that hadn't got run off by somebody yet, they declined to apply for the public works director job. But not all I didn't contact all of them.
We're ready for the next one?
Yep.
Josh Johnson?
That's a no.
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 I had him listed maybe, so no.
He loves that maybe.
No.
Okay. The next one is Kim P. Durnovich.
Yeah, this is another one of those that might be better at another position. So I'm gonna say no for administrator, but could we also include him in the Public Works side of it?
So
I
just
say
for,
yes.
Yes.
Yes,
just for
but-
information, he's now the Director of Public Works and Capital Projects as of April 23 in Richland Hills. Or at least that's what his LinkedIn says.
Yeah.
Wait, what was that
And
again?
he is,
He's the Director of Public Works and Capital Projects in Richland Hills, Texas, as of April 23, according to his LinkedIn.
and that is one that I recall talking to, and he declined the public works part.
Okay.
He wanted the administrator job.
Okay.
So, no.
No.
No. No.
And you said he declined the public works.
That's what AC said.
Okay.
He probably already had the other job.
Kathleen Rice?
So, I'm not sure if you're qualified, but I will place a maybe on it just to give you that opportunity since you are here.
Yes.
Yes.
Roger?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Jennifer Thompson?
Well, of course.
No.
Nothing personal, no.
Yes.
Maybe.
Remember?
Lehman Huber?
That's a no.
No.
It's a no.
No,
Freeman Huber? No, mainly a teacher, right?
Yes.
Or did you say no?
Yes, no. Well, I do not agree, put this person on this list. There, you got that?
Don't put him on.
Do not put him on the list.
Yes, sir. Alderman?
Maybe. Although he is a teacher, he did just recently graduate with his master's in public administration.
Douglas Collins.
So this is another one of those that I feel like might be overqualified and expecting way more than what we have to give. So I'm gonna put a no on it.
Yes.
yes,
Maybe.
Maybe.
William Lynn.
One question on this Seth Collins, does anybody know where he lives? Because Galveston, Georgia, Centacor, I know used to be here in Fort Worth, I don't know if they still are, I think they're nationwide though.
They're nationwide. They have offices in Fort Worth, Houston, Georgia, so everywhere he's lived, or had a job, I should say.
Okay. So we don't, I mean, I don't wanna pay for a relocation or anything, so
Right.
maybe.
And I had that same, wait, go ahead. Who's the next one? I have a feeling you're going in order, but the next one?
I tried to, William Lynn.
Yes. So, I have no idea where the city of Kennedy even is.
Kennedy,
I think it's southeast, but I'm not sure.
yeah, it's, I actually looked it up, I've heard about it, I've been through it, but I didn't remember where in my travels, but I think it's south of us, going towards Houston, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think,
If you didn't go to Houston, you didn't go to San Antonio, you kinda went straight, you'd run into it.
yeah.
Okay, so, it says March of 2023. Do we know if he's still there, or is he like relocated here and looking for new work? I mean, so I would put, I just don't want to waste our time or his, but I mean, if he's applying, then apparently he is interested. But I'll put yes, but I'm with Roger. I don't want to pay for any sort of relocation costs.
Yes.
He lives in Denison, Texas.
Okay.
No,
What president was born in Denison, Texas?
the one that claimed he wasn't.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Next one is Sterling Flynn.
I have a yes on him.
Yes.
Yes,
I'll go with a yes or something that I kinda looked at, I wasn't sure of, but yeah.
Maybe. Oh, maybe.
Maybe, baby.
And last one is Alan Barnes.
I have a maybe on him. Got two of those.
No.
You say no, Jan?
No.
no,
I have him down as a yes.
Maybe.
Hope you kept track of all that, Kathleen, I did not.
Right. Ashby is a no. Castillo, we had two maybes and three no's. So
gonna mark him off. Yeah, that's not,
That's gonna be a no?
yeah, I think so.
I think so too. What about how many just yeses were there?
On his?
I-
No, on,
Let's,
just look down the whole list and how many yes, just plain yes.
Arjun got 3 yeses.
I'd rather go in the line so we can mark these off like we just did. So that way we're consistent and in order, organized.
Well, we kind of need to try to figure out the criteria so we know how many we're gonna have, because this is a preliminary
What
list.
we can do is we can give you who's in the yes pile
Yeah,
based on number of votes. So who had the most votes for yes, who had the most votes for babies, who had the most votes for no. Does that make sense?
mhm.
Okay. Arjun had 3 yeses. Anderson had 3 yeses. Mize had 3 maybes and 2 noes. McDonald had 1 no, 1 yes, and 3 maybes. Shaver had 4 maybes and a no. McWhorter's had all no's.
Who was that?
McWhorter's. Johnson had all no's.
Johnson.
Durnovich had 1 maybe and all no's.
Which one was that?
Durnovich?
Kip,
Rice had 3 yeses. Thompson had 2 no's, 2 yeses, and a maybe.
Who was that?
Jennifer Thompson. Huber had 4 no's and a maybe. Collins had 2 yeses, 2 maybes, and a no. Lynn had 4 yeses and a no. Flynn had 4 yeses and a maybe. And then Barron's had 2 maybes, 2 no's, and a yes. Sorry, Barnes. It looks like it's gonna be Argonaut, Anderson, Rice, Lynn, and Flynn. For our yes. Is that sufficient? 5 individuals.
Is that 5? Was that 5 names you called off?
That was 5 names, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So how many people got 4 yeses? Or 5 yeses? Anybody get 5 yeses?
No.
Nobody got 5 yeses.
Anybody get 4 yeses?
William Lynn got 4 yeses and Sterling Flynn got 4 yeses.
Sterling. And who else?
Sterling Flynn and William Lynn.
Who had 3 yeses?
John Eric AJ Arjunon.
Okay, hang on a minute. Okay,
Brad Anderson had 3 yeses. And Kathleen had 3 yeses.
well, anybody have an opinion on 5 sounding like enough to start with to do the backgrounds and all that?
Well, I'd rather only do background on maybe 2 or 3.
So if you narrow this down, then the next step we could do is interviews. And then from the interviews, we could narrow it down to 2 or 3. And then once we get those names, then we could do the background checks.
Well, I'd rather narrow it down to 2 or 3 now and only do 2 or 3 interviews, because 5 interviews, that's a lot.
Well, you need to call and find out if they're still interested in the job before you even worry about setting up an interview.
Yeah, we've got varied opinions up here about the
Some of
numbers.
them
I
may
think,
have already moved on to other things.
Well, that's what we will come to
So,
the conclusion to.
why don't we just start with the no pile, get rid of those, and then work through the rest of them, looking at their qualifications?
Okay.
Because right now, we're just basing it off our personal opinions and not actual job criteria.
We should start with the no pile.
Well, you just get rid of the no pile, because we said no to those.
So then you wanna focus on the maybes?
Yes, because we got obviously the 4 and 3 yeses need to be looked at further. But we have a whole bunch of maybes. We need to see if those people qualify, their job history.
Okay, the first one I had 4 maybes, is deck shaver.
And all he's one of the ones that were all interims.
You said 4 maybes, was it 4 maybes and 1 no? Okay. So no. I still think he'd probably be better as the public works. So the guy that you said that was coming from the fire station, was he just a public works, or were you saying that he was gonna be like the public works supervisor?
No, just public works. We gotta have public works people. Or we're dead in the water here.
Okay, so we don't have a certified public works supervisor, correct?
Correct?
Okay, so I think,
We've tried to hire some, but we haven't. But we're talking about candidates for administrator right now.
right, but I don't want to single somebody out for administrator when he has potentially some other qualifications for another position. Yeah, I'd say no for administrator, but definitely look into him for public works. That's my vote.
Or are we done with deck shaver?
Anybody?
Do what now? That's what I'm trying to figure out where we're at on all this stuff. Give me,
Well, we're talking about Deck Shaver.
He was a maybe, so do you want him to be a yes or no?
That's the one that was, all of his positions were interims.
Interim public works directors.
I'm gonna say no, at this time, 'cause I figure like number one, he may be too expensive, and number two, looking at what he's been doing, I'd say he's, if we can't come to an agreement tonight, we need to call him. Fill it temporarily.
I'm gonna go with no.
So how many no's?
I don't know.
No,
Okay, we're done. Done.
but I'll put a note down to call him and ask him about the public works job.
And I just asked him if he was looking for an interim or a full-time
Right.
position.
Right.
Okay.
Public Works Director possible, but no for administrator.
Right.
Next one with three maybes is James McDonald.
What were the other two votes?
One no, one yes.
Which one was that again?
James McDonald.
So he's currently an intern at the City of Farmers branch. He was a city councilman from 2012 to current at the city of Crowley. Before that, it looks like he was a police officer. He got his Master of Arts in Public Administration, or he's getting it at the end of this year. So he has no experience in a, let's say, a C-suite level or government outside of his city council spot.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no for that.
I think he was a policeman, reached retirement age, with all the stuff that policemen go through, decided to go to a different career, that's why he's an intern at probably in his 50s. Oh, I can't say that though, can I? I think he retired, so now,
No.
No.
So no.
I still say yes.
And then the next one has three maybes and two no's, was Gabrielle Mines.
Go back to my note about her.
So she was an operations manager at a transportation company and then a sales representative for Allstate prior to that. She has a bachelor's of science in business management. And, well, it says March of '23 estimated graduation, so I assume that's already done. And then a Master of Science in Science Management and Leadership.
what was her vote again, Kathleen?
She had two no's and three maybes.
I'd say we can remove her.
No?
No.
I think that's what I said the first time.
Yes,
No.
No.
I'll just say yes.
Then we had two that was essentially a tie. They both had two maybes. One had two no's, one yes, one had two yeses, one no's. That was Alan Barnes and Seth Collins. I'm sorry, and Jennifer Thompson.
What was the count on Alan Barnes?
Alan Barnes was one yes, two no's, and two maybes.
Thompson, and who else was in that list?
Collins.
And what was his?
He had 2 maybes, 2 yeses, and 1 no.
Do you know if Seth Collins is local yet, Mike?
Let me look on LinkedIn again.
Because it says 22, City of St. Mary's in, I guess, Georgia. And his phone number's a 912 area code. Is that Georgia?
No, it's not. It's Georgia.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say no, because, I mean, Texas laws and Georgia laws are totally different.
You said no on him originally.
Yeah, that's for Collins.
The 2 maybes on that were Roger and,
So he was the chief of staff for the county of Galveston until 22, from 17 to 22. Unless I'm missing a page, I find it odd, it only goes back to 2017.
That's all that was included?
It's 25 years of experience.
Did you say Collins has 25 years of experience?
That's what it
Yeah.
says. No, I was looking at Barnes. I thought we
I
were
was
talking
like,
about Barnes.
I was like, wait a minute, this 17 to 18, 19, 20.
Yeah. Was Barnes the other one we were talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, not yet.
Get that.
Yeah.
So we went to high school in Georgia, graduated with his Bachelor of Arts in Political Science in Georgia, moved to College Station to go to A&M for his graduate certificate in Public Service Management, and then moved out to Lubbock for his Master's of Business Administration.
Definitely qualified, but is he overqualified? Is he here? Is he local? We need to find him out. Put him as a maybe.
So we can always do is put him in the pile, and those are questions we can ask.
Can we call him?
See if they're available.
Yeah.
We can set up for interviews.
Can we call him and see if he's available?
Yep.
Yes.
So what is the count on that now? How many yeses?
Count 4 yeses, 1 no.
There you go, yes.
Alright, the next one will be Alan Barnes with 2 maybes, 2 noes, and 1 yes.
Yeah, I think maybe he qualified enough for us to at least call and see if he's still interested.
My only issue with him is it seems like he jumps around from city manager to city manager jobs every 5 years.
In that type of position, is that not common for the,
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I
so.
mean, it's 5 to 7 years, but
Oh,
have him in my yes, in my yes pile?
So, this goes back to my previous comment concerning people coming from bigger cities to a smaller city, whereas we do not offer the same as those other cities, meaning that you have to have more personal experience in, say, budgeting. You have to know your HR laws, all that sort of thing. And I see that he's developed a lot of things, but where's the experience in creating the budget? Where's the experience in going out and, talking contracts, that sort of thing? Because we need people to be hands-on and able to do these things, not just oversee them. So I'm gonna stick with no.
Roger was a yes.
Roger was a yes.
I was a yes.
Yes.
Mayor?
He put no on which one?
Mayor, you're no on Elmore. Roger was a yes. Jan?
Yes, I'm gonna change to yes.
And Patterson?
I'm gonna have to agree with Thompson. The smallest city he's worked with is 78 employees, so no.
And then the next time, we have two, it's Jennifer Thompson, we have 2 yeses, 2 nos, and 1 maybe.
Mute. I feel like I'm qualified, but it is what it is. I already know I'm gonna have 2 no's regardless, but
I'm gonna keep mine as a yes. I mean, it's qualified, first time position into moving up after all the base work. So, yeah.
And we have 2 nos.
I'm gonna go with yes. I wanna hear more in an interview.
That's everybody. Now we have,
what about Cara McQuarters? Was she all no? She was, okay. And then Lehman Huber was all no? Yeah, okay.
Which one?
The Huber and McQuarters,
Hoover was all those except for 1 maybe. McWhorter was no's.
okay, so we have a pile of 7. So from there, I mean, it's up to you guys, if you want us to move forward, you can start contacting them, making sure they're still interested. And then those that are still interested, you can start scheduling interviews. From the interviews, you can whittle it down to your major candidate, and from there, you start doing the background check and calling references as well as, current employers.
Give me the 7 we're gonna talk to, or start with.
Yeah,
yeah, can you go slow so we can pull them? So,
we're talking to Seth Collins,
Hang on.
Seth Collins, okay.
All right.
William Lynn,
Lynn?
L-I-N.
Yeah, I know there's a Lynn and a Flynn. I wanna make sure I didn't get
Next
it
one
right.
is Sterling Flynn with an F. And John Eric A.J. Argent,
Okay.
Brad Anderson, Kathleen Rice, and Jennifer Thompson.
So my next question is, of course you guys know me, but any of the other applicants in this top 7, does anybody have any personal experience with them?
Except for Kathleen, no.
Okay. So nobody knows anybody in this pile with, well, with exception of me and Kathleen, of course. Okay.
AJ used to be one
Yeah.
of my bosses, but that was a while back. I don't have a personal relationship with him.
Okay.
Okay. We done?
Well, let's set up the process of what we're doing and how long it's gonna take and blah, blah, blah. What happens if all 7 of these say, nah, I moved on? What do we do next?
Start the process over again.
No, we don't start the process over again. We still back to these we have and find somebody to fill it.
We can go to your no file, we can re-review the
Yeah,
no file.
I don't wanna start over again.
So on the,
Unless we don't have a choice.
Well, if all 20 of them say no, or there are 2 that are left, like I said, we all agree no.
So on, like, okay, so first off, we're going to make a phone call.
Correct,
When will those phone calls be made?
probably the early next week,
And all we're asking is, are you still interested and are you still available?
yes.
Okay,
Then I'll report back to council with those, and at that point, we can go from there about setting up the interviews.
got it.
so the deck shaver guy is looking for interim, but he hasn't ruled out potential full-time/permanent. He said let him know if he can be of service in any way.
So we have him in a no file because y'all said we had too much interim experience.
Well, I was thinking he didn't wanna be a full-time member. I'd put him on the yes, I'd put him in the yes pile if he's interested. Cause all his, I can make my explanation.
If that's the only reason why you rejected him, then you.
Yeah, I thought he was, just wanted to go part-time.
All right, so we'll put, that's Kip Durnovich, correct?
Deck shaver,
Deck shaver,
Oh, Shaver, Deck
yeah.
Shaver.
Oh, the public works guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We now have,
Because I had a note to call him about the public works job if he wasn't interested in the administrator, so,
so we'll start with the administrator question, see what he says, and then go
Right.
from there.
okay?
Yeah.
so on William Lynn, he started as a city administrator in Valley Mills for only 2 years, then the city of Leonard for 2 years, and then the city of Kennedy for 3 years. Whenever the average time for a city administrator or superintendent for a school district is 5 to 7, that seems rather short.
And those are the types of questions you would ask during interviews,
Yeah.
is to, dig in deeper into their resume.
So as far as the interview goes, who will be making up those questions? Do we have standardized questions, or do we need to come up with them?
We do not have standardized, I can provide those, I do that for other cities all the time. It's a little easier if you have something to go from, as well as makes it so that the same questions are being asked of each candidate.
Yes.
So I'm happy to get those ready.
Yeah, I think same questions across the board. And HR rules state that you cannot go outside of an interview and ask a candidate another question if you didn't ask the same question to the other candidate. So we have to be aware that no questions can be asked after that interview because it makes it unfair for the rest of the candidates. I'm just making sure that's clear because we can't go past that borderline.
Correct, and that means social media, telephone calls, seeing you at the local diner.
Right.
Okay.
Anyone?
Anybody else got anything?
So what is our timeline for this?
ASAP. We need it done. Our budget season is coming up. Right now, we should have already
it's-
had the, no,
Our
we,
budget's good till November.
no, it's not. You have to create a budget to adopt September 30th of this year. Yeah, and it takes a long time to create a budget because you have to export the data, create a forecast. After that forecast is done, you have to do the adjustments as far as what we foresee the future being. I mean, seriously, it's not an easy task. I just closed 9 divisions. It took me 3 months to do.
Okay, that's not on the agenda to talk about.
Right, but we're talking about
We
the
stand
time.
adjourned.
Thank you.
Wow.
Like that?
Not really, no.
Well, I don't like some of the stuff you do. I like trying to break.
Classy, Mr. Mayor, stay classy, huh?
I'm confused.